Hey guys, get ready for some holiday cheer because in today's video, we're celebrating Christmas in July. From festive decorations and activities to delicious lunches and treats, this marathon has it all. Now, I love experiencing the magic of Christmas outside of December, and Christmas in July is also a reminder that my favorite season is only 6 months away. Now, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you love Christmas as much as I do, and subscribe to our channel for more fun and festive content all year round. And today we're eating only Christmas food for 24 hours. Good morning.
Hi.
What are you guys doing?
I'm playing with Legos.
Are you getting hungry for breakfast?
Yeah. And also look at the 2 things I made.
Ooh, you made those?
Yeah, I made monsters.
Monsters?
And I made some flamingos.
What about some Santa pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay guys, so for breakfast, because I have some picky eaters, I'm gonna make 2 different things. For my older 2 kids, I'm going to make a breakfast quesadilla. So for this, I'm gonna start by scrambling some eggs, and I'm also gonna stick some bacon in the microwave so it can get nice and crispy. Now to build the quesadilla, I'm just gonna add some cheese, some scrambled egg, the bacon, a little bit of salsa, and I'm gonna have some guacamole on the side. I'm not gonna put it in the quesadilla itself. Now I'm just gonna cook this until the cheese is melted, but I don't want too much color on my green tortilla or it's gonna be brown and not green. So there we have it, a Christmas tree breakfast quesadilla. And then for my younger 2, I'm going to try my best to make a Santa pancake. I've been seeing pictures of these pancakes on Pinterest for years, and I've never actually tried to make one before. So yes, I am starting with pre-made pancakes just to save on time. Are you guys ready to do the Christmas tree tour?
Yeah.
Should we start down here or in your rooms?
In our room. Yeah.
Let's go. Whose room is first?
Me.
Griffin's room is first?
Yeah.
You guys are way up there. Okay, Griffin's room is first. Let's see your tree. Ooh. Okay, Griffin, what are your favorite ornaments on your tree?
I really like the camper. This one.
What is that?
A suitcase.
A suitcase? Okay, what else? Who's that?
It's Zoe from Monsters Inc.
He's so cute.
There's also
Is that all of your ornaments?
No, I still really like this one.
Ooh, who's that?
Forky.
Forky. Let's go see Lily's tree.
Ta-da!
Ooh, it's very pink and purple. I love it. Can you show me your favorite ornaments?
One of my favorite ornaments is this unicorn.
Ooh, beautiful. What else?
This panda.
Cute.
And there's 2 more. This unicorn one.
Cute.
And this one. It's this one over here. It's a lion, and then there's 1 more.
Cute.
And I also really like this one.
Now you have extra ornaments on your tree, and why is that?
Because I got this. It's a Plushie Safari advent calendar.
So you get to add a new ornament to your tree each day?
Yeah.
Okay, whose room are we going to next?
Kenzie.
Kenzie's. Okay, hope she's ready.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see Kenzie's tree. Oh, you got the little tree, huh?
Mhm.
It's perfect for your... Can you show me some of your favorite ornaments?
Yep. I like this one. This cute thing. And Isabel down here.
Cute.
And Tom Nook right here.
Very nice.
This deer.
Oh, that's so cute.
And there's a little honey pot thing back here.
Nice.
And these little mushrooms.
And last but not least, we have Jackson's room. Let's go see. Hi. Oh, very nice. This is a huge tree. This is actually our tree from last year, so that's why his is so big. Very nice. Ooh, it changes colors. That's awesome. Okay, can you show me some of your favorite ornaments?
Some of my favorites are Mario, this Christmas truck, and the scooter.
Okay guys, so we've seen all of the upstairs trees. Let's go check out the downstairs trees. So over here is our big main tree is what I call it. And this is where we have our presents in the morning. This has a lot of family ornaments that we've collected over the years. And I believe this one is 12 feet tall. It's pretty big. This one I've had for several years. And then this one is new this year. I also have lots of Disney ornaments that I love. We have this one from Disneyland. This one is also from Disneyland. This one is from our recent Christmas camping trip. We actually have a separate video on that if you want to check it out. We've got our cruise ship ornament, my favorite Irish dancer ornament, even more Disney ones, and we can't forget about the Target dog ornament. And then in the living room we have what I call the green tree. It's a lot smaller, so it fits perfectly in here. And most of the ornaments on this tree are green and white and black. So this one definitely has a more color coordinated look to it. And I really like the white lights. Those are my favorite. First up, one of my personal favorites, the sugar cookie in a mug. This single serving sugar cookie comes out so fresh and warm. It's super soft and thick. If you love sugar cookies, you've got to give this a try. Finally, we're making a rich and gooey gingerbread-inspired mug cake. Now for the final touch, I've added some gingerbread flavored whipped cream. And of course, you could top this off with ice cream, whipped cream, sprinkles. I am a huge fan of that Biscoff spread. It does taste a lot like gingerbread, but it's not so sharp. This cake comes out so moist and ooey gooey. It is so good. Okay guys, so for lunch today we decided to head on over to Epcot for the International Festival of the Holidays. This is my favorite time of the year to visit Epcot because not only is it decorated for Christmas, but with this festival you can try lots of different Christmas foods from around the world. They also have some fun shows and lots of merchandise. So right now it is just about lunchtime, and as you can see, this place is pretty busy. Now our plan is to actually get a couple of different things from several different booths. That way we can share them, we can all try them. And then you guys, after lunch, we're going to do the holiday cookie stroll, which is another Epcot tradition that we look forward to, and it's definitely a fun challenge to do as a group because you have to try 5 different cookies from around the world, and then if you do that, you can get a prize, which is another cookie. So first up for our lunch, we're going to share this holiday poutine, which we found in the Canada Pavilion. Now this is something that I tried making in a lunch video a couple of weeks ago, but basically this is French fries, turkey, gravy, cranberry relish, and crispy onion. Now I'm not gonna lie, we have tried this one a couple of times and we always think it's 2 thumbs up. Okay guys, so next up for lunch, we're trying something new. We've stopped here in the Japan Pavilion because I really wanted to pick up the sushi tree. Now I'm not sure if I can get all of my kids to try this, but it is made of tuna, salmon, ikura, yellowtail, and it's on a bed of Christmas tree shaped rice. This one definitely looks very pretty. Now you guys, we ended up being split on this one. 3 of us like this dish and 3 of us didn't care for it that much. Those 3 people generally don't like seafood of any kind. So overall, we give this one a 3 out of 5. And now you guys, the last thing we're gonna pick up to share for lunch is the barbacoa tamale. Now of course this one is found in the Mexico Pavilion, and it is shredded barbecue beef in corn masa topped with salsa, cheese, and sour cream. I thought this was delicious. In fact, almost everybody in the family liked this one a lot. And I do say almost everybody. Okay guys, now that brings me to the question of the day. Which one of these lunch foods would you most like to try? Let me know in the comments down below. So now that we're done with lunch, it's time for the cookie stroll challenge. And you guys, because we're going to be getting 5 cookies, we will be getting just 1 of each cookie, and then we're going to divide that cookie so everyone can try it. And each cookie is actually only $2.50, so not a super expensive activity to do with a group. We are starting our cookie stroll at the Canada Pavilion with the Snickers Doodle cookie. Now this is just like a regular Snickerdoodle cookie, except that this one actually has chopped up pieces of Snickers candy bar on top. Now I didn't get the cinnamon in this cookie very much at all, especially for a Snickerdoodle cookie. It was a little bit more vanilla. The chocolate on the top was tasty, but it was also very melty, and the cookie overall was a little bit dry. We give this cookie a 2 out of 5 stars. Next up on the cookie stroll challenge is the gingerbread cookie. Now I actually really liked this gingerbread cookie. It was nice and moist, not crumbly or dry at all. Had a very good ginger flavor. I give this a 4 out of 5. So now we've made it around to the area between the France Pavilion and the Morocco Pavilion, and that's where we're gonna find our next cookie on our list, the black and white cookie. Now this one is actually located at the Hanukkah themed food booth. And as you can see, this is a giant cookie with both white and black topping. Now overall, this cookie was nice and soft, but it was a little bit melted since it's so hot today. Overall, this had a nice flavor, and we give it a 3 out of 5. Now a short walk from the Morocco Pavilion, we've made it to the America Pavilion. This is where we're going to find the next cookie on our list, the chocolate crinkle cookie. Now I remember making cookies like this when I was a kid. It is kind of a chewier, crispier cookie. This one was nice and chocolatey, definitely crispy with a little bit of chewy in the center. Again, we give this cookie another 3 out of 5. We need to get 1 more cookie and then we get our free bonus cookie. Now this cookie is located at the Germany Pavilion and it's called the Linzer cookie. This one is actually like 2 cookies with jam in the center and powdered sugar on top. It is definitely the most beautiful cookie, I would say, out of all the cookies we've tried. Now the only thing left to do is to head on over to pick up our reward cookie for finishing the Cookie Stroll Challenge. And you guys, for our prize, not only did we get this really cute sugar cookie, but we also got a peppermint sundae to share and a Christmas ornament. And now you guys, we're gonna go ahead and head back home for the rest of the 24-hour Christmas food challenge. So we are back home from Epcot now, and before I start on dinner, I do want to give the kids a very special snack. I've had this Tokyo treat box for about a month now, and I know it's the Christmas box, so I need to go ahead and open it. Now this is not a sponsored video, I just really love this subscription box because of all of the goodies from Japan. This definitely makes me practice reading Japanese just by going through all the different packaging, trying to figure out what it is. This one looks really interesting. It is a chocolate drizzled potato chip. We also have some caramel corn, some chocolate caramel Pocky, and this one is supposed to be a strawberry and cream flavored drink, which is supposed to taste like a Christmas cake. In Japan, they do Christmas cakes and they are delicious. Which one should we try right now?
Kit Kat.
You want to try the Kit Kats? Do you want to try these? Do you want to try the Pocky?
Kit Kat.
Pocky.
Okay, we'll try this one because I'm not sure you're going to like that one. It's tea flavored. Ooh, that's an interesting color. It's like a chocolate caramel.
It tastes like butter. This
That's
one's half fruit, half side.
Okay, these are definitely a 10 out of 10. Would totally recommend.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up. I'm making a lunch for my son, Jackson. He's probably the least pickiest eater when it comes to lunches. And you guys, for this recipe, I'm going to need a lot of Christmas Peeps. Now, I would love to know in the comments down below how many of you guys are fans of Peeps. Today, I'm using a colorful combination of red stockings, green Christmas trees, with some cute little snowmen. So I've just lined my large baking sheet with the Peeps. This is about 34 Peeps in total. Next comes the Rice Krispie cereal. Now, I found this Christmas version at Target, but if you can't find these, regular Rice Krispie cereal will work just as well. Next, I'm adding a few more Peeps to the top, and then in between, I'm going to be adding pads of butter. This is about 1 stick of butter total because this recipe makes a lot of treats. Now this goes in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. And I am covering it with some foil to make sure it doesn't burn. Now that the marshmallow Peeps are nice and melted, I'm just going to mix it all together, trying not to spill it everywhere. Now you guys, these are looking so good. I do need to go ahead and set them aside though, so I can move on to the rest of the lunch. For Jackson, I'm gonna be making the Christmas version of his favorite pizza roll-ups. Starting with my green spinach and herb tortilla, I'm gonna spread just a thin layer of the veggie cream cheese all over it. Next, I'm adding several slices of mozzarella cheese, followed by a layer of turkey pepperoni. Now I'm just going to roll this up as tightly as I can, slice them into pieces, and then I'm going to arrange them in the lunchbox to make a Christmas tree shape. For Jackson's fruit, I'm adding some green kiwi with some red raspberries. I just love this combination of red and green. It is perfect for Christmas. Next, I'm going to fill in all the available spaces next to the Christmas tree with plenty of cherry tomatoes. And then right in the center, I have just enough space for some of these Christmas goldfish. In here you can find fish shapes, of course, but you can also find little Christmas tree pieces and stocking shaped pieces. And now of course we can't forget about those Peep Rice Krispie treats. These are so fresh, they're still gooey, and like I said, this recipe makes a lot, so they're perfect for sharing. I'm just going to fit one perfectly shaped piece into Jackson's lunchbox, and then that is everything he's getting in his lunch today. Next up, I'm making a lunch for my son, Griffin, and just like the first lunch, we're starting with the treat first. And you guys, this treat is so cute, but super easy, and that's because it starts with some store-bought Oreos. Now, I'm using these fun Christmas Oreos. They actually have jolly little designs on the side of them. But of course, if you can't find these, regular Oreos will work because you're not really gonna see much of this design when I'm done fancying them up. To do this, I'm going to be using both green and white chocolate melts. And I'm just going to pop these in my microwave until they are melted. Next, I'm going to dip each of the Oreo cookies in just the white only, and I'm only going about halfway up. I'm going to lay these on some parchment paper, and I'm going to let the white chocolate harden for just a few minutes, and then I can move on to the next step. To a little Ziploc bag, I went ahead and added that green melted chocolate, and I've cut a very tiny hole in the corner. Now the idea is to add this green chocolate right on top of the Oreo in a Christmas tree shape. And you guys, don't worry, these do not have to be perfect. You basically just need to make a triangle. While the chocolate is still soft, I'm adding a star sprinkle right to the top and more sprinkles throughout. Now, I'm just gonna pop these in the fridge for a few minutes for the chocolate to harden. For Griffin's main course, I'm going to make a delicious green spread for his sandwich. For this, I'm using a little bit of softened cream cheese, and then to this, I'm going to add an equal amount of the pesto. Now, all of my kids love pesto, and if you've never tried it in a sandwich in place of mayo, I highly recommend you give it a try. Now, once this mixture is nice and smooth, I can go ahead and spread it onto the bread. And I'm really just adding a very thin layer here. I don't want this to just ooze out of the sandwich and be messy. And on top of this, I'm going to add 1.5 slices of Havarti cheese. Okay guys, now comes the fun part. I'm cutting the sandwich into slices, kind of like little finger sandwiches, but then I'm making a few extra cuts. Now, I did go ahead and add this little pattern on top just so you can better see how I'm going to cut it. Once the pieces are all cut, I can easily arrange them in the lunchbox to make a Christmas tree shape. For Griffin's fruit, I'm adding some red balls of watermelon. And for his veggie, I'm gonna go ahead and add some green broccoli that I'm hoping he will eat. I definitely think it might help if I add a little bit of ranch for dipping. And then here we have our finished Christmas tree Oreos. Like I said, super cute, but super easy. I'm going to fill in this lunch with some extra holiday pretzels, and then that's everything in Griffin's lunch. Next up, I'm moving on to a lunch for my daughter Mackenzie, and for her no-bake treat, I'm making something that is also super cute but really, really easy. I'm making something that is a combination of sweet and salty. All you need are pretzels. I'm using these holiday-shaped ones. I'm also using more of those green melting chocolates and some Christmas sprinkles. I'm just gonna lay each pretzel on a bit of parchment. Then I'm going to fill each of these in with the melted chocolate, then add the sprinkles right on top. These take just a few minutes to set up, and you're left with a really great sweet and salty treat. Now, recently, Mackenzie's been all about cucumbers. She absolutely loves them, especially these mini ones. So for her main course, I'm going to work them into an open-faced sandwich. So I went ahead and sliced these cucumbers really thin, and now I'm just patting them dry with a paper towel. That way they won't make her sandwich soggy. For the cheese layer, I'm using provolone, and I'm just going to punch out a Christmas tree right in the center. Now I'll set this aside and move on to the bread. Then I'm going to trim off a little bit of the crust and then stick it in the toaster. Once out of the toaster, I'm spreading a thin layer of hummus all over the top. I'm topping the hummus with the cucumber slices, and then on top of that, I'm adding the cheese. Now, of course, you could also make this into avocado toast, and that would be delicious. I'm finishing this off with just a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning. For Mackenzie's fruit, she requested some red strawberries, and then over on the side, I'm adding even more of her favorite baby cucumbers. And she's also getting some ranch to dip them in. Now to finish off this lunch, I have just enough space to add in some of those sweet and salty Christmas tree pretzels. Okay guys, now that brings me to Miss Lillys Lunch, and since her favorite Christmas cookie is this Linzer cookie, the kind with the raspberry filling, these are going to be the inspiration for her entire lunch. Now starting with the bread, I'm going to go ahead and flatten this out slightly. Then I'm going to cut the bread with this scalloped edge cookie cutter. Next, for the peanut butter, I'm gonna add just a little bit, and then on top of that, I'm adding some raspberry jam. Now, I'm pretty sure you can't have a Lindsay cookie without some kind of peekaboo window. So instead of a circle or a heart, I decided to go with a Christmas tree shape. And check it out, you guys. These little PB&Js really do look like little cookies. For Lily's fruit, I'm gonna add in even more raspberries. And then for her veggie, I'm just gonna throw in some celery with some ranch for dipping. To go along with this, I'm also giving Lily some raspberry yogurt, and then just for fun, I'm going to decorate the top with a few Christmas sprinkles. To finish off this lunchbox, I'm throwing in more of our Christmas pretzels. And then of course, we can't forget the star of the show, the Lindsay cookies themselves. Next up is a lunch idea sent in by Masha from India. For her main course, she requested a Christmas pizza waffle with ham and extra cheese. So for this pizza waffle, I'm going to start with some waffle mix, and I like this one because it's not already sweetened, because I definitely want this to be a savory waffle, not a sweet waffle. Now I'm going to make this batter just like any regular waffle batter, but to make it more Christmassy, I am going to add a bit of green food coloring in here as well. Next, to my big waffle iron that I've already sprayed, I'm going to add a bit of the batter, followed by the ham and the cheese. And I'm essentially making a pizza stuffed waffle. Now, once the waffle is cooked, I'm cutting it into quarters, and then I'm going to arrange it on our plate to look like a Christmas tree. And you guys, I have to be honest here because I ended up having to make 3 batches of these pizza waffles because the first one didn't cook long enough and the second one I accidentally burned. So if you make these, they're cute, but they're not the easiest to make. Now moving on to Mashia's fruit, she requested apples, so I'm slicing up a bit of a red and a green apple to be festive. And keeping with the Christmas tree theme, I'm alternating the red and the green slices, and then I'm trimming off a bit of either side. For the veggie, I'm adding some Christmas tree shaped carrots, and for her snack, I'm adding a little Christmas box of goldfish crackers. Now moving on to the treat, I'm going to bake up these classic Christmas tree sugar cookies. These are so fun and so easy. All you have to do is place them on a tray and they're ready to go in the oven. But of course, when they come out of the oven, I do have one more thing I want to add. Masha let me know that she loves cookies with M&Ms. So while these cookies are still a bit warm, I'm going to gently press a mini yellow M&M right on top of each one to kind of look like the star on the Christmas tree. These cookies came out super cute, but they were really easy. And now finally for her drink, I'm adding a bottle of red raspberry punch. Next up, I'm going to be making Rachel's lunch idea. Rachel is from England, and I am super excited to make Rachel's lunch today because she requested something I've been wanting to make for a while, and that is a charcuterie board. But actually, I'm not going to be making this on a board. I'm going to go ahead and build this on our lunch tray, and I am going to go ahead and turn it this way because I have a really cute idea on how I want to put this together. But for mine today, I'm going to start with a layer of crackers, and these are the snowflake crackers. So they're super cute for a Christmas themed lunch. Next, I'm going to add a row of green grapes, followed by a row of salami. And when I was at the store, I made sure to buy the salami that was about the same size as my crackers. These definitely fit a lot better, and they look really cute. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add some cheese cubes, and you guys, I didn't even have to cut the cheese. I was able to find a bag of pre-cubed cheese, so this is a quick and easy. I'm just gonna go ahead and pile some up right here. And as you guys can probably already tell, each row is getting smaller and smaller because I want this to look like a Christmas tree when I'm done. So now at the top of the tree, I'm adding 2 more green grapes and a star made of carrot. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot these up just a little bit to leave room for 1 more row of crackers. Now you guys, I'm actually shocked. I think this turned out really cute. I'm just gonna finish it off with a little piece of carrot that I cut into a rectangle, and I'm gonna fit it right on the bottom here to look like the trunk of our Christmas tree. So now that that's done, I'm gonna move on to some fruit. For Rachel's lunch today, she requested a combination of raspberries, so I'm just adding a line of those here. I'm also adding more of those green grapes. Then I'm going to add just a couple pieces of cantaloupe, and I cut those into little star shapes as well. And you guys, these ingredients are nothing fancy, but arranging them like this on the tray makes them look really special. Now to go along with this, Rachel also requested some mini pickles. Mini pickles are often found on a charcuterie board, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the side. I'm gonna go ahead and add this little stocking decoration. And now that brings us to Rachel's sweet treat. Now she requested chocolate of any kind, so I thought it would be really fun to go ahead and add these chocolate ornaments. Now I actually found these at Aldi, and the package says they were actually made in Germany, so I guess that makes them really authentic. These guys are so cute, and they really do look like real ornaments. But basically it's just a chocolate, and they are hollow in the center. And then lastly, for Rachel's lunch today, she requested some Christmas punch. Now I know there's a lot of different ways that you can make Christmas punch, but for today's lunch, I decided to make one of my favorites. This punch is super easy to make, and it is definitely a crowd pleaser. To make this punch, I'm going to start with some pineapple juice. This is 100% pineapple juice. Next, I'm going to be adding in some unsweetened cranberry juice. I'm going to fill up the rest of the cup with some ginger ale. So that's going to add a little bit of fizz in there, and I think all of these flavors work really well together. Okay guys, now before I let my kids dig into this, I do want to go ahead and snap a picture for Instagram, and then there you have it. There's everything in Rachel's lunch. Was sent in by 2 sisters, Belle and Kaylee from California, and for their main course, they requested an Italian-style dish. They told me that their favorite Christmas meal includes giant meatballs with homemade sauce. Now to make this lunch quick and easy, I went ahead and picked up these store-bought, uncooked Italian-style meatballs. But as you can see, they're just regular sized right now. So before I cook them up, I am going to combine 2 meatballs together so they're nice and big. Now to cook these, I'm going to start by browning them on all sides for a few minutes. And then I'm going to transfer them to a baking dish so they can finish cooking in the oven. Before I put them in the oven, I'm going to smother them with the sauce. And you guys, I decided to go with this classic home-style Rao's marinara since it's the closest thing to actual homemade sauce. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below if you've ever tried this sauce before. It's a really good combination of a little bit sweet and a little bit savory. It is very good. I give it 2 thumbs up. Next, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of Parmesan cheese right on top, and then I'm going to bake this in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. Now seriously, you guys, these meatballs smell so good. My entire kitchen smells like garlic. So while these were in the oven, I did go ahead and cook up some spaghetti. So I'm going to add some of that first, followed by just 1 of the giant meatballs. These are so big, I think I can only fit 1. Next, I'm going to finish these off with a little bit more of that tasty homemade marinara sauce and a bit more of the Parmesan cheese. For their fruit, Belle and Kaylee requested red strawberries and green grapes, and I'm adding these to some skewers. Next, for the veggie, I'm adding a few carrot-stuffed cucumbers, and they both requested some ranch to go along with the veggies. I know, just like my daughter Lily, they love veggies and ranch together. Now, for their treat and their snack, the sisters requested something Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer theme. So, my daughter Mackenzie helped me pick out these Rudolph snacks from Target. In here, there are some white chocolate covered Cheerios, some peanut butter Muddy Buddies, there's mini peanut butter cups, little graham crackers, and some red and green M&Ms. And you guys, since these are all sweet things, I did go ahead and mix these with a salty snack as well. I just love that combination, and these are just some circle-shaped pretzels. And then last but not least, I'm adding Belle and Kaylee's favorite Christmas drink, which is apple cider, and I went ahead and put it in these cute little Christmas drink containers. This next lunch idea was sent in by Jean. Jean is from Alberta, Canada, and for her lunch, I'm going to start by making a Christmas tree shaped sandwich, which is going to be kind of a cross between a peanut butter and jelly and fairy bread. So to make this, I'm going to start with just 2 pieces of regular bread. Then I'm going to use this Christmas tree cutter on both slices. Then to one of the pieces, I'm also going to cut out a smaller Christmas tree shape. And this is going to create what I like to call a peekaboo window. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a layer of peanut butter to just one of these slices of bread. But then you guys, I'm not going to be adding any jam onto this. Instead, I'm going to be adding some sprinkles. That's where the whole fairy bread thing comes into play. Now, I have several videos on fairy bread, so if you're curious, I'll link those down below. This is definitely not the traditional way to make fairy bread, but I think this is a really fun twist. Now, you guys from Australia will have to let me know if you ever have fairy bread with peanut butter or if that's like a big no-no. And just in case you've never heard of fairy bread, I do have a separate video on that. I will link it down below. So now that our cute little sandwich is done, I'm going to move on to some fruit dip. For this, I'm using a combination of vanilla yogurt. This is just Greek yogurt. I'm also going to be using some honey, some vanilla extract, some peanut butter, and some mini chocolate chips. So to make this dip, it's actually super easy. I'm just going to start by adding all of my yogurt to a bowl. Next, I'm adding a tablespoon of peanut butter. Next, I'm adding a splash of vanilla, followed by a drizzle of honey. Not too much. And then I just have to whisk this all together. Now to go along with this fruit dip, you've got to have fruit, right? So for Jean's lunch today, she requested apple slices in the shape of a Christmas tree, which I think is an awesome idea, especially if you're looking for a healthier Christmas treat. Now again, I did go ahead and add a little star-shaped carrot on the top and a little rectangle piece of carrot for the trunk. So now to put this tray together, I'm gonna go ahead and put the peanut butter fairy bread in the corner. That way I have plenty of space for the little apple slice Christmas tree. And then for the fruit dip, I went ahead and put this in a separate little silicone cup. And to finish it off, I'm gonna sprinkle just a few of these mini chocolate chips on top. Now to go along with Jean's lunch, she also requested some cheese and crackers. And I actually found these really cute Christmas cheeses at Aldi. This snowman shaped one is actually cheddar and caramelized onion flavor, and the little star shape is just plain cheddar. And for today's lunch, I decided to go with that caramelized onion cheese because that sounds really interesting. So I'm just adding a few slices of that cheese right on the side. And of course, to go along with it, more of those snowflake crackers. And now you guys, that brings us to Jean's sweet treat. Now she requested something a little controversial, which is a fruitcake. I know some people really like fruitcake and some people really don't. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below what you think of fruitcake. For me, usually I'm not a huge fan, although Costco sells a fruitcake, which is actually pretty good. So I think it really depends on the brand of the fruitcake. So I just added a couple little pieces of that fruitcake into a separate container, and I'm going to decorate it with a little snowman pick on top. And then finally, for Jean's drink today, she requested some sparkling water. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this key lime flavored LaCroix. I know key lime is not necessarily a Christmas flavor, but this can is nice and green, so I think it goes with our Christmas theme just fine. Okay guys, now that brings me to a lunch sent in by Freya from Australia. She requested an Aussie-style Christmas-themed lunch, and for her main course, she asked for something called sausage in a bread or a sausage sandwich. Now, I looked this up because I wanted to know more about this, but according to my research, traditionally you start with a nice soft slice of white bread. Then to this you add a barbecued pork sausage. Now, mine are kind of small, so I'm adding 2. I've read that this is often served with tomato sauce and grilled onions, but instead of onions, Freya asked for cheese. Now definitely don't quote me on this recipe. You guys, this is my first time making this, but if you are from Australia, let me know down below if you've ever tried this before or if I'm completely wrong about this. So now I've added Freya's fruit and her veggie. I'm going to move on to her snack, which is some Christmas themed cheese and some Christmas themed crackers. I'm going to add those on the tray, and then for her treat, she asked for some red Jell-O. And to make this even more Christmassy, I'm going to add a bit of whipped cream to the top, followed by some festive red and green sprinkles. Okay guys, it is getting late outside and I need to get dinner ready. We're actually gonna set up for a dinner and a movie in here tonight. And we're gonna set it up right here so we can actually have our dinner and watch our Christmas movie. And the Christmas movie we're gonna watch is Elf. So in addition to the cheese, I'm also using a 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. And again, these are the mild because I want my kids to like it. I'm also using a little bit of milk, some butter, and some ground cumin. And I'm gonna go ahead and prepare it in this pot, and then I'm gonna transfer it to the fondue pot to keep it nice and warm. So while I make the cheese dip, Jackson's gonna help me clear this table and put the tablecloth on. And you guys, it's probably gonna get a little bit loud in here because also when I'm making the cheese dip, I'm going to be heating up some taquitos. I want a good variety of different things to dip in this cheese. So the first step is to cut up this entire brick of cheese into cubes. Next, I'm gonna throw in this entire can of green chilies. The recipe says to puree it, but I'm gonna leave it whole. Next, for the milk, the recipe says anywhere between 1 to 1.5 cups of milk, depending on how thin you want the cheese to be. And I want it to be on the thinner side. In goes the milk. Hopefully that's not too much. And then I'm adding 1/8 of a teaspoon of cumin, and I want to thank Jackson for being my cameraman while I'm making this. Thanks, Jack. Okay, so far so good on the table. Jackson got our tablecloth on. Okay, so our cheese dip is getting there. It's almost melted. Needs a little bit longer, but I do have all the other things ready to go. We got some festive green and red tortilla chips, and then we also have some beef taquitos, broccoli, and some red and green peppers. Super festive. And I did put together 2 of each, so the kids won't have to reach across the table to get what they'd like. Okay, it's looking really good. It's all melted. It is a little bit on the thin side, but I think it's going to thicken up as it sets a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to the fondue pot, and I'm gonna turn that on just keep warm because I don't want it to get too hot for the kids. Now to go along with the dinner, I'm also gonna make each kid their own special Grinch punch. And this is gonna be really simple. For this, I'm adding some lime flavored sparkling water, some lime flavored drink mix, and some Sprite. And for the Grinch's heart, I'm gonna add in 1 single maraschino cherry. Cute. Are you guys ready to dig in almost?
Yeah!
The cheese is just at the right temperature, but I also forgot that I got these to go along with this dinner. Kind of a sweet treat, but not necessarily a dessert, just something yummy to try. Ooh, so these look like tortilla chips, but they're actually grain-free, and they have a cinnamon and sugar coating on the outside. Yum! works when you grab one too.
Oh.
No double dipping, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it good? Not too spicy?
Not spicy.
Next up, I'm making an eggnog tres leches mug cake. This cake is super creamy and has that rich eggnog flavor in every bite. This next one is a holiday twist on that viral Oreo mug cake. Now, I love the mint Oreos and the candy cane pieces in this. It is such a great, refreshing Christmas flavor. Now, I love the mint and chocolate together, and of course it never hurts when you add a little bit of ice cream and chocolate sauce on the top. Next up is a Nutella hot cocoa mug cake that is super chocolatey and delicious. Now, of course, anything with Nutella is going to be delicious, but I think this cake tastes just like hot cocoa in a cake form. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.